following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Jimmy, this is MC Alfred and Ozzy. I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Why every man them are thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself, the known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. Before we get started, let's say hi to everybody, starting with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host Ron Russell and Astro.
Yeah, well, desert dust. Every week I complain about something. Now I can't hear because my ears are clogged, because of my sinuses, because of the desert dust. The winds are blowing, the sands are blowing. It gets in our eyes, it gets in our nose, it gets in our ears. I guess it gets up your ass too if you're laying there naked. But anyway, such is such. Today's show is going to be good because it's my friends. Yeah, two good friends are coming on, and I like when friends are on because we can be a lot more natural, a lot more friendly.
So actually, we have two great guests. First, let's say hi to the chat room. What's up, chat room? B. Claudia from Germany is in there. B, thank you so much for all the promos. And Lady Lake is in there. Thank you for distributing the promos. Stefan Bell is in there. Please send our love to Tina. And Astro just left. He just walked away. He's tired already. We do have a great show, you guys. We have world-renowned composer Randy Edelman coming on. Then we have Soho Johnny coming on. And then after that, we have Nancy McLaughlin coming on, who's big in the horror world. So it should be a fun show. We're going to have a little bit of music, a little philanthropy, and a little movies. So it should be a good time.
A little outrageousness also.
Yes, a little outrageous also. So a couple of things to go over real quick. So Ron and I tried to watch this movie last night, and it was terrible. They made it for $20 million. It did $60 million, and it was just terrible.
It was a porno movie.
It was called Baby Boy with Nicole Kidman and Antonio Banderas. I don't even know how these shitty movies get funded. They're
and
so
Nicole
terrible.
Kidman, shame on you. You're a good actress. You don't have to resort to sex scenes where you're sucking, fucking, and rimming, and dinging, and janging, and banging, and wanging. The whole movie, you were laying on the floor, rolling around. It's disgusting. You're an actress. Leave that for other people.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
I was disappointed in you, Nicole Kidman.
And we didn't watch the whole movie.
You're too fine of an actress to do such nonsense. That's good for the young jerks that want to start off with the big fake tits. Let those women do it.
It was really a terrible movie.
I'm angry with you. What, your career is waning? You're losing popularity, so now you have to resort to that crap to get people to look at your movies? Not true. You're a good actress.
It was terrible. Anyway, we couldn't watch
Awful.
it.
I told you to turn it off. I can't take another minute of it. Nicole Kidman. She's Hollywood royalty. And there she is, rolling all over the floor like a cat in heat.
Yeah.
Acting like an idiot.
It was basically
first of all,
softcore
she's
porn.
too old for that part. That part goes to a younger woman.
Well, that was kind of the part of it, though. Is that
No, but nobody wants to see a 55-year-old woman moaning and groaning for Antonio Banderas, the Spanish dick.
Anyway, it was not good, you guys. So I wouldn't recommend seeing it. I don't know how it gets. They get funded because they have all these famous people.
Antonio and her.
And the kid is actually, I looked him up. He's been in 100 things. We just don't know.
Names like hers, Nicole Kidman, she gets. But anyway, Nicole, your career is going downhill. The last few movies I've seen you in have not been movies that you deserve to be in.
Yeah, we saw another one that was terrible too a couple
Terrible.
weeks ago.
You've got to change your course. You've got to select good scripts. Give us good movies. You're a good actress.
Yeah, it was terrible. We also want to say hi, Eileen Shapiro. She's not in the chat room, but she
Who?
said she's watching. Eileen, say hi to Eileen. She's
Eileen,
watching.
Sexy Beautiful?
Yeah, Eileen, sexy, beautiful.
Eileen, Sexy Beautiful. How
She
are
said she
you,
likes my
girl?
glasses.
She's my girl on the side, you know. She's my tomato.
So I have, Eileen, I have these glasses in pink and red too. Anyway, another thing we want to give congratulations to the movie Compatible. It had its screening in Colorado. Ron and I have a little cameo in it. And believe it or not, the theater was full. I think like 600 people went to Colorado to see this movie. And Ron and I have a fun. We don't know which shot they used because we filmed
Jimmy
a bunch
and I
of
are
different
in
ones.
bed together, and we have a bed talk conversation. And believe me, it's not clean.
It was hilarious.
It's funny. It's a comedy.
It's not a comedy, but our role is comedy.
I made it a comedy.
It's a horror film, and it's really it looks like everybody had a good time, and the red carpet pictures were great. So it'll be coming out. We'll let you guys know when it comes out because we're going to want to see it too.
Because we haven't seen it yet.
Also, Dawn Hinton just joined us, so we want to say hi to Dawn.
Hi, Dawn.
I want to give a shout out to Final Destination Bloodlines just came out or is getting ready to come out. The reviews are fantastic for anybody who likes the Final Destination series. We actually had the writer, who's also one of the writers of this one, Jeffrey Reddick, on the show not too long ago. It's getting great reviews, and it's one of the last films of Tony Todd before he passed because he was the star of the Final Destination film.
Yeah.
So everybody should check that out. And also looking forward to Karate Kid Legends coming out at the end of the month, which is another big one that I think everybody's going to like. And they just announced that the Golden Globes have a new category for Best Podcast.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how you actually get nominated for that. I
Well,
guess you have to, the
well,
Hollywood Foreign Press has to nominate you. I don't know how that would work.
Well, maybe they want to nominate us.
You never know.
Wouldn't that be something?
I'm definitely going to look into how it actually happens, but I'm sure it costs a fortune to do it.
I'd like that.
Yeah, it would be fun. Even just to be in the running would be fun. So anyway, that's it. So our chat room is doing good. Don Hinton joined us, and I was going to say something, and now I forgot what.
But my mother used to say, if you forget what you're going to say, it's a lie.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I don't know what it was anyway. So,
Well, I don't know if that's
so
true.
everybody who's listening,
I don't know if that's true. If
Um,
you forget what you said, what you're going to say, it's a lie.
we're doing a lot better, and Ron's doing better. Look how good he looks.
Oh,
He's
please.
walking. He's in therapy. So things are
If
definitely
you
getting
knew
better.
what it took to get me here, you wouldn't believe it.
All good. So he's doing better, though. But you're doing better every week.
Yes.
He's doing better. I'm having my knee manipulated tomorrow, so tomorrow will be a day for me. And we've got great guests coming up for next week also.
Who?
Larry Namer's coming on the show.
Larry?
Mm-hmm. He's
Today
another friend.
he posted today the most gorgeous artichokes from his garden. No, he has. They were stuffed and breaded. Now I have to have a breaded artichoke.
There you go. So he's coming on because he has a new book that just came out.
Oh, good for Larry.
And so he's coming on. We also have a musician, producer, Chris Patty coming on, who's done some amazing things, especially in the world of AI. So it'll be an interesting show. And everything is kind of good. I guess I can't complain. Everything is going good.
Good.
So if anybody knows how to nominate us for a Golden Globe, let's see if we can figure it out.
Yeah,
Probably
if you
is good
can
at
get
that.
us on the. I'd love that. Imagine winning the Golden Globe for Best Podcast. Wow. Woo. After 19 years, how many years are on the air?
17.
After 17 years on
Or
the air,
18
we
maybe.
deserve it. We're the longest running anyway.
Yeah, it's like 17 or 18. The only person who's been on longer than us is Dean,
Dean, yeah.
because he has a station, for years before us. So he's been on
Right.
way before us. But he was one of the very first podcasters, though, you guys. One of the first internet radio stations. He's like a troubadour, definitely in the lead of everything going on with like podcasts and internet radio, because he was the shit. He's still the shit, but he was started out as like the biggest one.
Don't say that.
So it's awesome. That's a good sign. That's a good thing. I know you don't get it, but so we want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. Let's go to who listens to us and where. You can hear us, you guys, on our new platform, Podbean. We're also on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Amazon Prime, and you can see us. You can actually watch us live. You can watch us on YouTube, and you can watch us on 360 TVN.
You can also watch us on your wristwatch.
Yes.
What happened?
Oh, so B. Claudia says, according to the press release they put out, only the top
Talk to the
25.
mic. Not
Only I have to read.
But
only-
if they're talking there, they don't hear
They
you.
can hear me. I speak loud. Only the top 25 podcasts will qualify for the award, and the category will include a total of 6 nominees. So we have to work on getting up in the rankings.
Well, let's get better stars.
There you go. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Because our biggest shows are the ones that don't have big stars. People don't care about that. It's the funness and having fun with the people, having fun for our audience, us having fun. That's what really gets the whole thing going. Oh, and Jeff Caperton just joined us. What's up, Jeff Caperton? How are you?
Jeff, you're all over Facebook. Where are you? You're traveling?
He's been doing some like race car stuff.
Oh, be careful in a race car.
He doesn't race it. I don't think he does something else.
Oh, good. Good. Don't race cars.
I'm not sure exactly, and we have two movies with Jeff we're working on. Actually, I have 3 movies with Jeff we're working on, you guys. So we'll have some news with those soon.
And let me tell you something. Jeff I love him. He's one of the nicest guys I know. Nice guy. Great. I mean, in this business of a lot of bullshit artists and liars and motherfuckers, he happens to be a really nice guy.
He says he's home right now, but he's heading back out tomorrow again.
Oh, good.
I love it. So, and then I had something else to say, but I forgot. I'm like dim-witted. I've got a lot going on in my head.
That's the problem. Head.
Head? No, that's not a problem. Anyway, so say something, because usually this is your time to talk, and I'm like talking. Say something.
I don't want to say nothing. No, I have nothing to say but bad shit about my stuffed up nose, my ears I can't hear, my eyes are watery. My daughter's suffering also, my daughter Leslie. She's suffering from the desert winds. They're no joke, folks. Your house is covered with sand. No matter where we don't have dust. If I do that, I don't get dust. I get fine, fine sand. We were not meant.
Eileen says she loves head.
Who?
Eileen.
Eileen?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course, my pal Eileen. Right? We're going to have a fun show today, Eileen. I'm going to give you some compliments too, Eileen, because you deserve them. So stay tuned. I think it's time that somebody says something nice about you and all the work that you do for Edelman. You're a wonderful PR person, and you certainly make this business work.
Absolutely.
Everyone loves you. All your clients love you, and more clients are coming on to love you, and Jimmy as well.
She says thank you.
The two of you together really are
A powerhouse, baby.
a powerhouse. It's true.
Yes, it is true, and it's a lot
You're
of
the
fun.
greatest PR company, and I'm going to get Edelman and Soho to say that. Oh, yes, I'm going to get them to say, what's the name of your company?
What's the name of the company? World Star PR.
I forgot. World Star is the best.
That's just funny as hell. So I think our first guest should be coming on any minute now. I think that while we're waiting, she says good luck.
She said good luck?
Yeah,
With what?
with that, getting him to say we're the best PR ever.
Oh, I'll get him to say it.
You gotta love it. It'll be fun. In the chat room, they're all talking about how much they love Eileen and how great she is. And I didn't take a whole lot of other notes of other things that we can talk about. I didn't write down notes of other things we can talk about
With who?
with us while we're waiting for our guest to come.
We always just talk whatever on top of our head.
I know. So what's on top of your head?
On top of my head?
Uh-huh.
Moving out of Palm Springs. Getting away from the goddamn sand and dust and hot weather and wind and cold and snow. And it's a mess here. You know, they're promoting Palm Springs all over the place as Utopia. Oh, it's the most fabulous place to live, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, 100,000 people move in a week and 100,000 people move out a week. I don't know if it's the same.
There's a million
people.
houses for sale.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the people that moved in that are moving out or new people that are moving out. But you can't live here too long. You die of boredom. You die of the heat. You die of the cold. You die of the sand. It's not a pleasant climate. So we're moving back to Florida, which is a beautiful climate. To Boca Raton. I have friends there forever, long life friends.
Also, we hopefully will have some good news on Red River, you guys, soon.
Yep.
Agreements have been signed and stuff, so we should have a date to get started soon. And we were working on casting already. You guys are going to love the people that we're going to have in this film. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And you've seen all the promos. I've been putting them all over Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. So please like them and like the Red River movie page on Facebook, because we're trying to build it up and get things going with that. Also, check out our magazine, Dark Frights Magazine. It's darkfrights.com. And for everything going on with the movies and the stuff that we got going on, you can go to jimmystarsworld.com.
Do you like the promo they have for Red River?
It's fantastic.
All that lightning and stuff?
That's just one of them. We have like 10 of them.
Oh,
so that's just
'cause
one.
I didn't
one of
understand
many.
that.
What's a horror movie? So it's supposed to be
Yeah, but
something
lightning, what has
freaky.
lightning got to do with the horror movie?
No, it just has.
Lightning is beautiful.
That's just one of many promos that everybody says too. The poster for it with the demons on it, like they're loving it. So we did a really good poster with the demons on it, and I think you guys will love
I
it.
love
It's everywhere.
lightning.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so maybe we'll take a little music break since we don't have a lot of things.
Yes,
to
let's
talk
take a
about.
music break.
So you guys, let's play Dream Street. You guys, Dream Street's getting back together for a show. Here's the name of the song is Smile. We had Greg Raposo on our show. He was a lot of fun. So check out Smile by Dream Street, and we'll be right back.
I think of you when the wind blows south, running down the highway, windows down. Still can't believe you're not around.
But you're there in the back of my mind. Now I don't look up at the sky, shake my fist and ask you why no more. It ain't like before.
There were Friday nights and Sunday mornings you were taken without warning. Now we'll never be the same, but every storm runs out of rain. I went numb and I lost feeling. I let time do its healing.
Now I crank it up real loud so you can hear it above the clouds.
It's been a while, but now when I think of you, I think of you, I think of you and smile. So we'll dream on like we did before. I can feel the rain when I hear your name. It takes me back to Friday nights and Sunday mornings. You were taken without warning. Now we'll never be the same, but every storm runs out of rain. I went numb and I lost feeling. I let time do its healing.
Now I crank it up real loud so you can hear it above the clouds.
It's been a while, but now when I think of you, I think of you, I think of you and smile. So can you hear the music playing, my old friend? We'll feel the magic when we meet again. There were Friday nights and Sunday mornings. You were taken without warning. Now we'll never be the same, but every storm runs out of rain. I went numb and I lost feeling. I let time do its
Now I crank it up real loud so you can hear it above the clouds.
It's been a while, but now when I think of you, I think of you, I think of you and smile.
Hey everybody, that was Dream Street. I'm super excited that they're coming back together, even though they missing a few members. Should be a lot of fun. Now we're going to bring on our first guest, the one and only world-renowned composer, songwriter, Randy Edelman. Hello, and let's bring him in.
Yo! Yes!
There you are.
Yay!
Yeah, my two favorite people.
Okay, I will take it. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Listen, before we go any further, please send my love to your wife.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
I like her. She's a doll. She's a sweetie.
She's in the house now.
Okay, good.
But no, really,
I'll tell her you send your best.
she's married to a very famous singer.
He doesn't like to talk
He
about
doesn't
it.
like to talk about it, but I don't
She's-
give a shit because she's a doll. She's
She's not-
beautiful. She's got
She's
a
not
great body.
beautiful, right? Yeah.
She has a
Great.
body.
What?
Your wife has a beautiful body.
Yeah, but she's also a songwriter. You didn't mention it.
Songwriter. Oh yeah, like you. Let's
And
bring it 6 degrees of separation.
Not like me at all.
Yeah.
She's much better.
She
than me.
had she
That
had
was nice.
so many hit songs. Everybody knows who she is. He's
Okay.
married to Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, and nobody knows who I am.
Everybody knows who you
Everybody
are
knows who
now.
you are.
Yeah, baby.
If it wasn't for Eileen Shapiro, maybe so. But Eileen Shapiro has smeared you on every bathroom wall from here to Chicago.
I was already on most of them.
Eileen wrote, if you want a good time, call Randy.
That's
You
right.
guys-
Yeah.
Very nice
Yeah.
to see you. I'm glad you look terrific.
I'm good.
So you guys, Randy's got a bunch of cool things going on because we've only got him on for a little while today. So number one, the most important thing is the fact that he just released a new album. It's called Waltzing on a High Wire. It's on Tribeca Records. He's got a bunch of hits on it. It's got 11 songs on it. Tell us just a little bit about the actual record from your perspective.
It's a very personal kind of thing. And there's the reason it's a little different is each cut, if you listen to it, it's a different style that I like. There's one that's like a 60s thing in like a 6/8 old R&B groove. Another is a jazz thing called 21 Again. And the others, they're all a certain musical style, even though the instrumentation is similar. The styles are very different, and so I was really into doing that. And I did a lot of it myself, and a lot of it in London. So I'm really happy with it.
I'm so happy that you're playing every fabulous room in New York City.
Yeah, I can't wait for Lincoln Center in a couple of weeks. That's going to be that room. It overlooks the park.
I mean,
and
it's fabulous. You're playing,
Yeah.
you played Carnegie Hall, which is woo, 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 woo. And now you're playing the center, which
Yeah.
is, forget about it.
So you guys,
But forget about it. Yeah, no, it's going to be. I'm more excited about that night than probably even the Carnegie one. It's just a beautiful setting. If you've seen, they show there's some PBS things that are always in that room. And what's great is it's at night, and the whole side of the hall is glass, and it overlooks Central Park South. And so,
magnificent.
yeah,
You know what?
and it brings me back
But wait,
close to where I'm from,
Yes.
New Jersey.
if
Yeah.
I didn't have my knee done, because I'm crippled right now, I swear to you, I would have come to New York for this. For this
Well,
performance, I would have come.
I
because
would have loved to have had you.
it's going to be not only musical, but visual. It's really an evening out. Is everybody dressing formal?
Except for me, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, you
No,
always.
I don't.
you
No,
have-
I don't think. No, I don't really think they're dressing formal. But I'm going to put on a pair of pants. You know.
I would say.
So-
I would say don't. Maybe you'll get a few fans.
Yeah, I maybe get a little PR for Eileen.
No, I heard you were very hung, so don't wear pants.
Let me just look down here because I'm not now. I mean, when I come out here. Yeah. Oh, incidentally, just a big shout out. Shout out to B. B, I love you. That's it. Okay.
There you go. B's fabulous. We love her too.
Yeah.
So you guys, it's Lincoln
Wait.
Center. Hang on, let me just tell people because we're talking about it.
All right,
It's Lincoln Center, you guys, in New York City. It's June 6th. It's at 8 p.m. It's presented by Let Me Help Inc. And I'm going to assume that you're going to be playing the songs from Waltzing on many of the songs from Waltzing on a Highway.
You know what? You know what? Here's my problem because of my history. This whole thing I've been doing for, really for the first time on this level, the last maybe year and a half, 2 years. It's about my playing and all the stuff I've done. I don't have the time to do like as many songs from the new album as I'd like. So I will decide I'll do a couple, but I do a lot of my movie scores that I've arranged for piano and a lot of the older songs that people know that have been covered by, very well-known artists
Weekend in
and
New
some other
England.
stuff.
Weekend
So,
in New England.
As
I'll
a
do
fan,
Weekend in New England. Yeah.
as a fan of yours, if I came to your show, I would want to hear the older songs.
Yeah, no. So what I'm saying to answer Jimmy's question, I don't do, and this show is not a show that I would refer to. A lot of times, these singer quote songwriters go around and it's like, and then I wrote. This is not, and then I wrote. This is I like to think of it as a master class, I know, in musicianship. It's about my playing seriously, just as much as the songs or the lyrics. And so it's taken me a while to get, 2 hours. And 2 hours, I don't move a muscle. I sit there. I don't get up. I don't bow. And no intermission. It's a lot of time. So I have to use the time wisely, which is why I can't do as many songs from the new album as I like. But I'll do, 3 or 4 of them for sure.
So, and for anybody who doesn't know who you are,
I don't know about that.
Randy has done scores for some of the biggest movies. Off the top of my head, Last of the Mohicans, Triple X, My Cousin Vinny. What are some? Give me a few more.
Oh,
You like
Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters
The Mask.
2 is a huge one.
The Mask. I mean, I'll give you Anaconda,
I love Anaconda.
How about Gettysburg? See, very different genres, you know what I mean? So you have the nerd ones that every college kid has in his dorm room. That's going to be My Cousin Vinny, The Mask, Adam Sandler's first picture, Billy Madison. And then all of a sudden, I have big historical things like Dragonheart, Last of the Mohicans, Gettysburg, and then cute romantic comedies like Sandra Bullock's film While You Were Sleeping and 27 Dresses. These are all very big hit movies, and there was no scheme. It's not like, oh, I was figuring out. No, it's just what came along after I've been doing a lot of different things musically for years before that. So when I got into it, I did what came along, and it turns out years and years later, these things are on all over the place, every day, all over the world, in every language. They're hotter than they ever have been. So that gives me a great deal of satisfaction that people are just here. A lot of people are hearing this music for the first time, and there's something I did 20 years ago.
And
Eileen told me to tell you it's 90 minutes, not 2 hours. And
It's-
MacGyver, she said.
Jimmy. And MacGyver, that was a TV show, and all the NFL football stuff. So I've done a lot of different stuff. And Jimmy, it's at least 2 hours. So you can tell her it's on 9. They're gonna, let's put it this way, they're gonna have to call the cops to take me out of that.
All right, so
Well, wait a minute, Randy. Out of
Yes.
all of the PR companies you could have chosen, why did you choose this PR company?
Because she would work for nothing. I mean, she didn't ask me, No, I you know what? I met her when I had done, I hadn't done any recording in a while. I had only done scores, And I wrote this song during the pandemic called Coming Out the Other Side. And it was in passing that along to someone I didn't even know that Eileen, they played it for her. But it wasn't like I went looking for a PR person. I've never really, to be honest with you, I've never had a real PR person.
But now you've got two of the best.
I know. One is next to you. The other one is.
She's on your text. If you, oh, there you go. That's his Eileen Voodoo
That's
doll.
the Eileen doll. It hangs upside down by its whatever it is behind me.
I love it. All right, so I want to let somebody hear one of the songs that's on the record while we have you on the show. So I have Pat Wants to Know, and I also have a house guest. Pat wants to know.
Okay, I'll tell you. Pat Wants to Know. That's the thing I was talking about in a kind of old 6/8 R&B feel about non-communication in relationships. And House Guest is about a little bird who comes every day, true story, right here where you're out my window, and sits every day and listens to me. And so I wrote a song, and that's what the House Guest is about.
Okay, which one would you like us to play?
I don't, you know what? I don't. Oh, play House Guest. It's different.
Okay.
It's a little sad. The other one's sad too. They're not. They're not uppers.
We might get to do them both, but to do one. Okay. So one, you're going to play a house guest. So you introduce it for us. Juan's going to play it. We'll be right back. Introduce it.
So yeah, this is from my album Waltzing on a High Wire, and it's called House Guest, and it's a true story about a little bird that comes to my window while I'm playing every day and sits on the branch of a tree, and then once in a while, if I leave the door open, comes in here and sits on my chair.
Oh,
story. Listen to it.
I watch your wings as you go by. It starts to rain, so please stay dry. The breezes come, the winds will blow, so please stay warm, the storm could grow. You come each day at the same time, whistling your tune like some soft chime. You come around now, a loyal friend. Hey, you just occurred. You're a beautiful bird. Sometimes you sit on my oak tree, on one long branch, and stare at me. Sometimes you stop at my old chair. When you're not here, it seems so bare. When evening comes, you fly away up to the stars, so free to play. And I wonder where you go to sleep. I dream the word, yes, my beautiful bird. I ask, do you live with your family? If hawks come close, do you all scat and flee? Or do you hide and wait for it to pass? Or all swoop down and furrow in the grass? I think of that and months go slowly by another spring-like day for you to fly. But you prefer to spend your time with me. It seems absurd, but you're a beautiful bird. Now what would you do if I moved? If we couldn't spend the time as we now choose? If you couldn't hear my music in your ears? Would your heart break like mine would through the tears? For we are sure a strange pair at this time. I'm just grounded, but you are free to climb. So rise, my tiny friend, you're always free to go. And I sing the words to my beautiful bird. Haven't you heard, my beautiful bird? I think the word, you're a beautiful bird.
That is a very sweet song.
Thank you.
I think children would like to listen to it. Something children will love.
There's a couple of songs on this album. My granddaughters are singing one that you're not playing that, but so there's I told you there's different styles on each track. That's
You know
very,
what I would like to see? A cartoon go along with it.
Like a video, like
A video
an animated
cartoon
video of
of
the
the
bird
action.
flying in.
Everything you're saying happening in a cartoon. I think it'd be wonderful.
okay, go ahead. You can do it. Jimmy can do it. You got
Tell
yeah,
Eileen.
Yeah, Eileen can do it.
Eileen,
Oh,
make
Eileen.
it happen.
So one thing, I never really got on the video cover, Waltzing of a High Wire. There's a little pink bird that we showed everybody while we were playing the song. So that's the bird from the song, then, right?
Well, you know what? There's that, and there's a song which is really a folky kind of tune. Again, each one is called "Birds of Freedom." So the fact that song is
Oh
about
yes.
birds, and then so I just put little and B did a lot of that, from ideas that we discussed, and so that's on there. But that's not the bird. It's just birds. Birds.
Word. But it could work. I like it. Okay, so then let's play Pat Wants to Know too, because everybody wants to hear it, and we have a little bit of time. So tell us again. So Pat Wants to Know is about relationships.
Pat, now listen carefully. Pat is a song about non-communication between couples. Listen to the words. Ron, seriously, listen to the lyrics. It's sad, but it's just the way things go.
All right, everybody. This is Pat Wants to Know by Randy Edelman on the brand new album Waltzing by a High Wire. We'll be right back. Enjoy.
She keeps after him and looks in his eyes, but he's got nothing to say. Pat wants to know what Paul really cares about, but he goes on and looks the other way. She just wants to know what he feels inside, but he's got no time to play. Pat wants to know what Paul really cares about, but he just goes and walks the other way. They go
have a life, keeping secrets, though they're man and a wife, and she keeps trying, but they both keep on lying, and that's just the way it goes. And she keeps after him, but still he will stray. He cares for her dearly, but keeps her at bay. Pat wants to know what Paul really feels inside, but he just turns and looks the other way. Now years go by quickly, but things stay the same. He'll go his way, still she feels to blame. She still wants to know what he really cares about, but he just turns and plays another game. Now trees do tumble and flames can fly. Fears won't shake him, though Pat tries and tries. And so two souls drift far, like two distant stars, and that distance grows and grows. She keeps after him day after day. He sometimes gives a nod, but mostly yawns and sways. She still wants to know what he really cares about, but he just goes and looks the other way. To know what Paul really cares about, but he's just lost, wrapped up in some other day.
Yay!
Wow, this is a powder keg. This song definitely is a powder keg.
From your lips. Okay. Spread the word, Ronnie.
Now, the lyrics are really very real. I'm not in that relationship. I was years ago with my first marriage, but with Jimmy Starr, it's nothing like that. Jimmy and I.
Jimmy Starr's he's a whole other level. You know.
Jimmy and I have.
Yes.
We have open stuff. We're very open with each other. You know, to be husband with me, you have to be open because I'm a motherfucker. I go after you like I'm going to use.
Watch your language. I know. By the way, these songs are about truth, Ron. They're not autobiographical. That's the point.
No,
so I'm speaking
beautiful.
The
they
truth.
They really are. They're poetry. They're beautiful. And I know a lot of people that fit that song. I know some people who are in that situation right now. And it's a horrible place to be when you're in love with someone and they're married and you don't know if they love you back. It's a terrible thing. Terrible. I could never be in that situation, you see, because I would go up to the wife and tell the wife, listen, I'm seeing your husband.
I'm glad that I touched such a chord inside you, Ron. That's good.
Randy, I did that. Jimmy was in a 25-year relationship. He wouldn't shit or get off the pot. And I said to him, listen, I'm no backstreet boy. If you want me, you better get rid of Gil. He couldn't get rid of Gil because he didn't have the balls. So I said, let's go see Gil. I went to the house and I saw
Are
Gil.
you talking about Gil Hodges, the baseball player?
No.
Gil and balls?
My last husband.
Listen.
You don't need to tell me about all this stuff.
Gil knew who I was. And he got up. He said, "Oh, Ron, I'm so excited to meet you." I said, "In 5 minutes, you won't be."
Okay, hang on, because we got
And
to go.
and I told him, Jimmy and I have been seeing each other, and we're going to get married. And goodbye to you. And that
Okay.
was it. That's what you do. You don't jerk around.
I love it. Anyway, you guys, so it's Waltzing on a High Wire. You guys stream it. I want to bring up two other things real quick. Too Hot to Handle, Remembering Ghostbusters 2. That's coming out when? Do you know?
I love the
At the
Ghost.
Tribeca Film Festival that opens the same day as I'm at Lincoln Center in New York in Tribeca, Robert De Niro's, that whole festival. June 6th in New York. That's
perfect.
where that'll
And then
start.
you did another movie called Love Me Dead. I only bringing it up because we were at a red carpet event and we were talking to Dove Cameron, but we didn't know who she was, and there was thousands of little kids trying to talk to her.
I know I didn't know who she was either, and my granddaughter said, "What are you kidding?" Blah blah blah. Yeah.
She was very nice, and also in that movie is Robert Lasardo and Gigi Gustin. They're very good friends of ours. They come on the show all the time. So it's very cool. So I thought it was fun to bring it up. Can't wait for that one to come out. You guys, Randy Edelman, get your tickets for Lincoln Center June 6th at 8 p.m. And we want to thank you for coming on, and congratulations.
Great to be here. Great to see both of you, really.
Thanks, Randy.
And don't forget to say hello to your wife,
I will.
Shannon.
I will.
Jackie DeShannon.
Jackie DeShannon.
All right. Bye, Randy. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That was Randy Edelman. We're going to bring on our next guest. Let's bring him in now. Soho Johnny.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Long time no see, Soho Johnny. How are you?
Hello, my beautiful friends. Hello to the virtual world and all the listeners.
There you go. You got to love it. How are you?
All right, pretty good. We're rocking and rolling here as we normally do in our crazed sense of being. And we're conquering and transversing mountains and hills and valleys. And that's what life is all about. But there's a lot of excitement along the way. And we garner every pebble and every pearl along the way that we can.
So you wrote on here, founder of Let Me Help Inc., which is your charity. And Let Me Help Inc. is sponsoring, it's presenting Randy Edelman at Lincoln Center on June 6th. So it's a good tie-in since you brought that up there. Tell everybody a little bit about Let Me Help Inc.
Let Me Help was inspired by, I guess, just dealing with tragedy and death like we all do with loved ones, and my dad dying from cancer and my mom being one of the first COVID victims. And I was chugging away, raising money for cancer with my dad years ago. And then when it happened with COVID, with my mom, I just took a level up and founded, with other beautiful people, by the way, Let Me Help Inc. And I learned that you could give to different causes, not just one, by having a foundation. And it's not, I don't own it. It's a public entity that everyone is part of or welcome to try to give and try to achieve beautiful things and philanthropic things to make the world a better place.
Say hi to everybody in the chat room because there's a lot of people all saying hi and they love you.
Hello, everybody. I love you. I can't see you, but I love you.
Johnny, serious. We got to talk serious here.
Uh-oh.
Now, you and I serious. I want to move to Florida. The houses there are starting at $1 million. I don't have $1 million. I need your help. Get the boys together. I know a bank. There's a bank here in Palm Springs. We could knock it over easy. They're so stupid here. They don't know nothing. All we do is we walk in and we ask for a $100,000 check. All right? They get all confused. They get all sissies. They're all gay. They all run around. Oh, $100,000 check, $100,000 check. All right? While the fairies are running around hysterical, we knock over the bank. I need a getaway car. You got somebody?
Well, just go around the corner. I'll send you to a cafe. Just have a nice cup of cappuccino, a little biscotta, and we'll talk about it.
Meanwhile, I love you. You know that. You know I love you. Next week is my birthday. I'll be 85.
Happy birthday. I remember we celebrated your birthday years
my
ago.
80th. And
we were at that Italian festival several years ago, remember?
God, we love that. That was so much fun.
80, when I turned 80, we had a party at Eileen's house, and you brought me the most delicious pastries, granola, pastachot, everything. I never forget that. I have still to this day never had a good granola since then. So how are you anyway, Johnny?
We're good. We're good. You know, we're dealing with whatever life throws at you, but we're eternally optimistic. Okay, because you have a choice when you wake up in the morning, which way to be, and I choose to revel every minute as a blessing, as I always do. And I don't make light of difficulties that people or myself have. And we're overcoming. We're trudging away in the real
Good,
estate business, peprealestate.com. We
good.
got, you know, we're in a good area, so we get a lot of people from all over the world that are looking to throw a pop-up, or we say pop-up, like an event, a fashion show, or certainly anything that anybody that is willing to do something philanthropic and maybe using Let Me Help as a conduit. We roll down the red carpet, such as all of you have participated in things in the past a lot together, have risen together, risen together for great causes. We've done a lot of great shows, as you know, and for the listeners out there, letmehelpinc.org. If you know of a cause or any situation, it's a conduit where we could try to help and get together to raise money for causes, all different types. And we had so many
Good.
beautiful
Those are
people.
all good things. All good things. We're coming to New York in August. Actually, we're going to Pennsylvania to visit my daughter and then into New York City. So we have to make a date so we could see you in August.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it 100%. And obviously, the next thing, I was just watching the tail end of that beautiful gift to entertainment, Randy Edelman. He continues to contribute to the entertainment industry. So, such a beautiful man. And that Waltzing on a High Wire, it's such a beautiful song. So, June 6th, where Let Me Help with Eileen Shapiro and everybody are producing the show at Lincoln Center. And whoever is in earshot there, it's going to be a great time. Randy's going to weld his magic on stage, and the money goes to a good cause.
I think it's wonderful. You know, I founded Have a Heart, which was an organization for fighting AIDS in a day when nobody mentioned AIDS. And I did shows all over the country in drag with a drag review, and we raised a couple of $100,000 for Elizabeth Taylor Foundation for AIDS research. So I know how good it feels at night when you go to sleep and you just gave a couple of $100,000 to help people stay alive. It's a wonderful feeling. Charity is the next best thing to love.
It doesn't. It's tied to love. It's part of love. It's a manifestation of love, and it doesn't matter whether it be 100,000 or something small, or just donating of your time, or supporting and just raising awareness of fundraising shows like June 6th at Lincoln Center. Lincoln Center is selling tickets, and there's going to be a lot of surprises there too, and there may be some surprise reputable people that a lot of people would know in the audience too, purportedly, allegedly. It's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to that.
I noticed last night you went out. Maybe it was last night you met Tia Carrere. We met her once before too. She was very nice. Was she nice?
She was beautiful, and you know, everybody knows her. You think of Wayne's World 1 and 2.
Yes.
True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and she's a great singer. She sang a few tunes too yesterday, and she's still got such a beautiful voice. And she's somewhat of a role model, okay, in rising up, and she's Hawaii's gift to entertainment.
I love it. No, I think she's fabulous, and it's a lot of fun. So Johnny, you guys, is he's not really a singer by trade, but he has released a song. And he released a song, and it's actually really good. And we've never done the video ever. We never played the video on the show because I wanted you to be on the show. So I want us to actually play it.
I keep telling Johnny over and over again, forget the singing, stick to the acting.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Johnny is a great actor. Johnny can act, and he's got to pursue his acting career because that's where his fame is. Singers are a dime a dozen. I could go to 42nd Street, find 50 Frank Sinatras. They're all over the fucking place in every hallway, singing. But a good actor, you have to watch the movie The Beast Inside. Soho Johnny did an outstanding performance in that movie.
And it's available now. It's
And
streaming
it's
right now, you
available on
guys.
all the obvious. And Johnny had never acted before. So when I saw that, I said, he's a natural. And I keep telling Johnny, forget the singing, act.
I think singing is fun.
Thank
No,
you for
I-
saying that, Ron.
A dime a dozen. He's a
It's,
Doris Day.
yeah, The Beast Inside. It's on Amazon and a few other platforms.
So you guys, Johnny did a cover a couple years ago of Precious and Few. It's a very really famous song, actually. I mean, I don't even know who originally sang it. I don't even remember.
Climax.
Climax sang it. So we're gonna play the video for everybody. You introduce it for us, and then we're gonna play the video for everybody. And Juan, that's what you're gonna play. The one that says Soho Johnny, Precious and Few. All right, introduce it to us, Johnny.
This was just something that this was just an organic thing that was created, and I just wanted to do something akin to like a wedding song, put some love back out there, and just reintroduce a beautiful composition.
There you go. Take it away, Juan.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Quiet and blue like the sky, I'm hung over you. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Baby, it's you on my mind, your love is so rare. Being with you is a feeling I just can't compare. And if I can't hold you in my arms, it just wouldn't be fair. 'Cause precious and few are the moments we two can share. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Quiet and blue like the sky, I'm hung over you. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. Precious and few are the moments we two can share.
I love it. I love the video, especially since we know so many people in it. And that girl.
How's Nino?
Nino's doing much better. We had a little hiccup with his health, but he's 100% convalescing, and he's great. Thank you for asking.
Send
That's
him my
Nino.
love.
Everybody, many of people out there may remember him. He was the bodyguard.
Yes.
Bodyguard.
Yes, the bodyguard. And
Send him my love, huh?
yes,
I will. Thank
we
you.
love him. I love the video for that, and that girl with the blonde hair who's like kind of like the stars in it with you or whatever. We actually met her at a movie premiere in LA, and I was like, "Oh, you look so familiar." I was like, "Are you in the Soho Johnny Precious and Few video?" And she said, "Yeah." So that was very cool. But I like it. I think the song's great. The chat room loved it, and the video is really done well. And you look great in the video, which is also part of your acting, the whole acting thing. But I think it was fun.
Act.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go to movies. Listen to Ron Russell. There's no career here. Go to movies.
I loved it.
Movies, you'll be somebody. You're too old to be a crooner. Your voice is eh. The video is eh. Who's going to buy it? Some old bag? No good. Go to the movies. People will love you. You'll be famous. Trust me, I know the business. I love you too much to lie to you. You're an actor. You are a damn good. In fact, I want you to be in my movie where you play the head of the mob.
I would be flattered to do that.
It's a big part. It's a big part, and you got to play it tough. I love your acting. I would watch you act in a movie every day. As a singer, I go in the kitchen. I make a pasta. You know, I cook.
Actually, though, the chat room disagrees with you. They all love
The chat room loves you. That's what matters.
The chat room loves you, so the people
That's
love
what
you, and I
matters.
love it. I think the video is fabulous. I watched it yesterday when I had to send everything, and I was like, "Wow!"
If I never saw him act, I would think the video was good. But after seeing him act, the video's okay.
So you guys want to see what we're talking about? Check out The Beast Inside.
I mean, he was sensational in it. He stole the movie, if you want the truth.
Yeah, actually,
because everybody talked about him. All of the critics, they said Soho Johnny was the comic relief. He was the guy that made the movie happen. He got all of the best reviews.
All the accolades
And
went to Soho Johnny.
this fucking schmuck is going to sing like Frank Sinatra. Blow it out your ass. Go act.
You gotta love it. All right, so you guys, so this is Soho Johnny. You can follow him on Instagram. His Instagram is @Soho Johnny. His website, he owns Tribeca Records. We got a lot of great artists on Tribeca Records, so you can go to tribecarecords.com. To find out more about his charity, you can go to letmehelpinc.org. You can follow him on Facebook. He's going to also be at Lincoln Center on June 6th because Let Me Help Inc. is presenting it. He's going to be talking on stage. So if you don't have tickets and you live in New York, definitely it's going to be a great show to go see. And say hi to everybody in the chat room, Johnny.
I want to say something really quick.
Anybody looking for space downtown in the Soho area, New York City, peprealestate.com. It'd be my pleasure to help you, peprealestate.com. It's a lot of what we do on our 9 to 5.
There you go.
Okay, I was friends with Dickie Maurier. Dickie Maurier became Burt Young. Burt Young was a guy, he used to sell hot goods in Corona, where he lived. He'd sell Victrolas, televisions. He was a hood. He went to acting school, made one movie, got an Academy Award, and became one of the richest actors in Hollywood, Burt Young. Go for it, baby.
Do you know who Burt Young is from Rocky?
You know who Burt Young is?
Of course I know Burt Young.
And
Burt Young dated my cousin back in the day.
Burt Young was married to Gloria Benefice.
My cousin, Ron, you may know this. My cousin, God bless her, actually she lives in Florida, Janet Pasquale. She was Miss Brooklyn back in the day.
What year?
I'm gonna guess maybe 70s, sometime in the 70s. I don't know.
I was already out of Brooklyn.
60s, 70s. I don't know.
Burt Young was a very good friend of mine for years. I knew him before he was an actor. I bought a Victrola from him, a hot Victrola. I'm not lying. He lived on 99th Street in Corona, and his apartment, when the truck came, was loaded televisions, mixers, kitchen appliances. And we go shopping. Where you going? I'm going to Dickie's for Christmas to buy some stuff for Christmas.
That's just funny.
Nobody
God bless him.
They all thought he acted like a hood. No, he was a hood.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, they just had they called it the Paisan Con, something, and they had an event. I wasn't able to make it in New Jersey. Had a lot
Oh,
of
I saw the
Sopranos.
pictures I saw
Oh,
that on YouTube, on
listen.
Instagram.
I want to go to that thing again. The thing I
We
went
would
to.
love to have you. The Wise Guys shows, they would love to. We should reach out to them. You know, we had a great time.
Let
When,
me,
We
when
all
are
got
they doing
together
another one of
years
those?
ago.
Are they doing another one of those? Do they do that every year? That thing that we went to with you, with all the Italian
I
people?
think so. I think so, and we should reach out to them. They're really great guys.
Wise
because
guys.
I'm going to bring my 2 daughters, the old maids, and get them married off.
It's funny. One of them moved back to Pennsylvania, so
Yeah.
so she wants to go anyway. Either way, all right, you guys. So this is Soho Johnny Pasquale. You can follow him on Instagram, Soho Johnny. Check out all of his websites: PepRealEstate.com, TribecaRecords.com, LetMeHelpInc.org. Follow him on social media. Get tickets for Jazz at Lincoln Center, New York City for June 6th with Randy Edelman. And we want to thank you for coming on. And I'm glad everything is well. You look great.
Thank you, and shout out to you guys. You guys are beautiful, and I just love the fact that you're just keeping this show, keeping so much good energy out there to all your listeners.
We
Keep
love
up
it.
the good work, guys. I love you.
Thank
I
you.
love you back.
All right, cool. See you later, Johnny.
Stay bene.
Stai bene. I don't know what that means.
Stay well.
Okay,
Ciao,
stay
baby.
well. Definitely stay well. All right, Johnny. Thanks so much. You gotta love it. All right, you guys. So we're gonna take a quick music break. We're gonna play Adele. The name of the song is Hello, but it's not Adele singing, and it's Emblem 3, who's like my favorite boy band. So I think you guys will like it. So check out, here's Emblem 3, Adele. This show got about 15 million plays when we had them on the show, so they're really cool. So check it out. We'll be right back.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say that time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I've been in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference between us and a million miles. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done, but when I call you, never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but that don't matter. Clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. Hello, how are you? It's so typical of me to talk about myself, I'm sorry. I hope that you're well. Did you ever make it out of that town where nothing ever happened? It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done, but when I call you, never seem to be home. Hello from the outside.
Hey, you guys. So that's Emblem 3 covering Adele's song "Hello." I actually just like literally, like I said before, one of my favorite like boy band groups. I don't know that they consider themselves a boy band because they all play instruments and stuff. So I don't know if they're not like a rock band. I don't know what you call them, but they're like a boy band either way. I follow them on other social media.
I never liked boy bands, all that shit. But I was too old. When they came out, I was in my 30s.
You had the Beatles. They were a boy
No, I
band.
didn't.
Oh, the Beatles were in the 60s. You would have been 40 in the 40s. You would have
I
been.
was old when the Beatles came
Yeah.
out. I think I was going to comb my hair like that, like a jerk.
Lady Lake says it's a boy band.
No.
Everybody loves them though.
I am lucky because I'm from the day of the greatest singers in the world. Frank Sinatra, Johnny Mathis, Ella Fitzgerald, Peggy Lee. These are names that are going to go down in history. The boy bands, who remembers them? They came and they went. But Ella Fitzgerald still is played. Johnny Mathis, 95 years old. He's out there singing. He's on tour. I mean, can you believe it? So I came from the day when the music mattered and the voice mattered. You had to have a voice. You just couldn't bluff it with acoustics and machinery and yodeling or rap talking. Talking is not singing. Johnny Mathis, when he sings with his soul.
I'm gonna agree to disagree.
If you don't know who Johnny Mathis is, look him up.
From my day, they'll know, and they've sold like so many records.
No, your music was called Flash. It came and it went. It came and it went.
Backstreet Boys just celebrated like 30
No,
years.
but
But
your songs never stayed. The songs that Johnny Mathis and Ella Fitzgerald sing are still sung today, and they're from the 1930s and 40s. This is what I mean. There's something about the old stuff that stayed forever. You could play look at this. We watch movies today, brand new movies, where they're singing songs from 1920.
Yeah, but they also have movies. You also watch movies of today playing like other like 80s music.
It's not
too.
the same.
Well, I'm going to just disagree and agree to disagree. Even though I do think those songs that you're talking about are all great, classic, wonderful songs. I think that there's a lot of...
No one has sold as many albums as Johnny Mathis.
No.
Not even Frank Sinatra.
Actually, they don't know about that. That's like the tie. It's a tie between the two of them.
Well, don't forget, Frank has been dead a lot of years. But Johnny is still making albums.
But people still buy Frank Sinatra albums even though he's dead.
Right.
So you never know with all of that.
Frank Sinatra will live on. That's what I'm saying. The legends live on.
Yes. Hang on. Let me just see. Talk for a second. Let me find out if Nancy's here. Just say something.
Say something. Something.
No, I'm trying to get our guest, so I need you to like concentrate and keep people entertained.
Our next guest is a redhead.
She's not
I
here
doubt
yet.
she's a natural redhead, so let's find out when she comes on. If she hits the bottle and becomes a redhead. But she looks good as a redhead. I could not see her as a brunette or a blonde. So I like the idea that she's a redhead. There, have I said enough damage?
She's super nice.
Where is she? Where is this redhead? Hey, Red, where are you? Okay. Dead air is dying.
Well, that's why I just told you. You have to talk. If I can't do both. I can't like contact people and do this both. So
I know that, but it's very hard for me to ad lib right now while my knee is sending electric shocks up to my nose. I mean, my leg is killing me. If you only knew the pain I'm in, you'd say, Ron Russell, you're a hero, that you go on the air in such pain and pretend that you're not in pain. That's the point. I have to smile and make believe I don't hurt. My knee feels wonderful. So sorry I ever did this knee shit. I should have left my knee alone. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. And I'm only 13 weeks. They say you have to be 17 to 18 weeks before it stops hurting. Oh my God, I'm only halfway there. Halfway.
She's almost here.
Okay, where's our guest? Hello. Let's talk about movies. Movies. What movies have we seen that we liked? I watched the old movies.
We watch a lot of old movies, and a lot of movies on Tubi, which is like 80s movies, and then we watch a lot of Turner Classic movies that are
Because
also old movies.
I like the Technicolor musicals because they were happy, they were up. I like looking at the costumes, the colors, the hairdos, all of it. It was all a bouquet of beauty. All the
Actually,
old
B.
movies.
Claudius says Johnny Mathis is the third best-selling artist.
In the world.
Yes.
So yeah, Johnny Mathis is the best-selling artist in the world.
And Lady Lake says that they read recently that he just retired.
Oh, he
recently.
Yeah, well, he was not well. He was weak, and his voice was 95 years old. The guy's been singing since he's 17. It's a lot of years, a lot of words. But I'm glad Johnny retired. This way he could rest.
I mean, he's got the most smooth voice ever.
Huh?
He has like the smoothest voice, like smooth. It's just a totally smooth.
Well, his
fabulous
voice was real, and he never strained it by shouting or making his voice go where it shouldn't go. Therefore, it stayed well. Same thing with Peggy Lee. Peggy Lee never used her voice other than soft. People that scream lose their voices. Barbara Streisand sings through her nose, so she'll never lose her voice unless they cut her nose off.
Which hopefully not. But you don't think she'll ever lose her voice?
Barbara?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, because already when Barbara sings now, she sings lower, and she can't hit those certain notes. But she knows how to bluff it. She's a consummate singer, so she knows how to do it. Frankie Valli. We went to see Frankie Valli, okay? And afterwards, we went backstage to meet Frankie Valli. And I met all his backup singers. And I said to his backup singers, which one of you hit his high notes? And the guy came forward. He said, I do. Frankie can't hit those notes anymore. So he has a ghost do it. So I don't know that Barbara does that, but I'm sure when they work, they have a ghost.
So Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra are ahead of him.
Who?
Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra are number 1 and 2.
I know.
The most records sold. Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis is number 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, but he is still performing. He has a few more performances left, and then he's going to be retiring. So he hasn't retired yet, but he's retiring because of age and memory.
He forgets his line.
Yeah, he probably does.
He forgets his lyrics. What a shame. You know, I've been in his company, I think 2 or 3 times. And he's the nicest fella. Very soft, very gentle. I'd like to see Johnny one more time.
Absolutely.
I would love to. Let's have him on the show if we can.
I've tried. They ignore me every time.
That's a shame because I would give him such a beautiful show. Because I love him. I love Johnny Mathis. I play him still. He's the only music that plays in my house. Christmas albums are the best. And his love songs, you can't beat them. Or you can't beat his love songs. You could fall in love with Dracula if he's singing.
I love it. Okay.
What's going on?
We're working on it. She's having some technical difficulties, so she's working on it. Her person said that she's old like him. She's having a little problem. So anyway, you guys, so we'll keep it all going. So our next guest, when she gets here, her name's Nancy McLaughlin. We actually had her ex-husband on about a year and a half ago. He's a really famous horror movie director, Tommy McLaughlin. We also met him at one of the premieres for one of Marcel's movies. And his show did really well because he's very popular as a movie director. She's been in a ton of great stuff. She's also a producer, and her Instagram is at Nancy_McLaughlin, and McLaughlin is spelled McLoughlin. And so hopefully she'll be able to get here in a minute. In the meantime, Lady Lake says she loves the Beatles. B. Claudia says Johnny Mathis is a legend and a lovely singer. Oh, and the Beatles are the best-selling overall. They've sold over 500 million. I think Johnny Mathis has sold like 350
I'm trying
million.
to think of the first time I met Johnny Mathis, and I can't remember. Do you remember when I told you?
A grocery store?
Right, that's right. I was with Sal, my then husband, who passed away from pancreatic cancer, out at the Food Basket in Hollywood. And I ran into the Food Basket to get something, and sure enough, there's Johnny Mathis. Well, of course, I had to run out and tell Sal, because Sal and I love him. I said, we had a camera because we were visiting California, so we were lucky we had a camera. And I took Sal back. He didn't believe me. I said, Johnny Mathis is in the supermarket. He said, oh, you're full of shit. I said, I am not. I swear to God. He said, don't do that to me, Ronnie. He's not. I said, Sal, he's in the store. We go in the store, and of course, we walk up to Johnny Mathis. And I said, hello, Johnny. He said, hello. I said, you don't know me, but I'm so-and-so. And I have a television show. You know, I gave him my credentials so he didn't think I was some stupid tourist. No, when they know you're in the business, they respect you. They talk differently. They put you on their level. So I said, you know, Sal loves you. Sal thinks he could sing like you. And Johnny said, really? I said, give him a little, Sal. Sing Chances Are. So Sal said, Chances Are. Johnny started to laugh. Couldn't help it. I said, I told you he thought he could sing like you. I said, I never said he did it well, but he thought he could sing like you. Now we walk around the store. We went to the vegetable department. And I said, it's amazing how nobody knows who you are. You're the most famous person in the world, and people don't know it. He said, no, the young people don't know. It's people your age that know who I am. And then we got to the cashier, and Johnny checked out. And I said to the cashier, do you know who this is? He said, no. I said, this is Johnny Mathis. He said, hello, Johnny Mathis. And that was it. And Johnny just looked at me and smiled. He gave me a hug, and we parted.
Didn't you also see him at a golf course or something?
The next time I saw him was in Simi Valley. My daughter was up there for the golf thing, and I was in the clubhouse, and Johnny came in for lunch. And I saw Johnny then, and I told him about the supermarket thing, but he didn't remember. But anyway, we chatted, and he was...
She's here. Finish the story because she's here.
Oh, we chatted, and I just found him to be the warmest, most loving, beautiful person I've ever met.
All right, everybody.
And then I met him a third time, but I don't remember where.
I don't remember the third. I remember you telling me, but I forgot where it was.
Where did I meet him a third time?
Yeah, I don't remember that one. All right. Let's bring on our guest.
Hello. She is trying her hardest to get on her laptop. For some reason, it's not working, so I used the phone.
I did. I texted Matt and said, get on the phone because it's easier. So, hi, how are you?
I am so good, and I'm so happy to be here. This is grand.
Yes, it's going to be fun. So let me do my introduction. Hang on, I got to do my introduction. Hey, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and gorgeous Nancy McLaughlin. Hello and welcome to the show. Yay!
I'm so happy to be here.
We want to thank Matt Chasen, too, for setting this thing up. Matt Chasen is one of the coolest people I know in Hollywood, and he's like a real person.
Yes.
He's all full of shit, so we want to thank him. This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
I think you did that.
Woohoo!
No,
I was listening to that story. And it
Okay,
sounded
so are you or are you not?
what?
Real redhead.
Oh, yeah. I got pictures from babyhood.
Oh, so you're a real redhead.
Uh-huh.
Good for you. It's a beautiful color, red.
Thank you.
So I love that. Friday the 13th mask, which I actually, so I'll tell you, first of all, before I tell you anything, say hi to the chat room.
Hi, chat room.
Say hi. So I collect action figures and animatronics and stuff. Mostly everybody who's been on our show, if they have an action figure, I've got it. And I've got like thousands and thousands and thousands. And my very first big animatronic that I ever got, it's about 25 years old, was a 6.5-foot Jason.
I have it.
You have it too? Okay, so
Dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dun, dun.
That one. So I have that, and I love it. And
He
we
greets our friends at Halloween when they come to the house.
yeah, we bring them all. I have lots of
I
them.
put him right by the door, and they walk in, and he starts to chop their head. They duck. They get sick.
Hey,
Dream.
do you know the director of this show, of this movie?
Yeah, I mean of the Hollow. I mean,
Friday. Of this Friday 6th, Jason Lives?
oh yes, I do.
You should go to his house.
That is the director's been on our show, and aren't you used to be related to him?
I used to know that man.
Yes, I thought so. So he's been on our show, and we saw him at a movie premiere recently, actually too. And I also
What movie premiere? Which one?
it was one for Marcel Waltz. It was a while ago, probably almost a year ago. But Marcel Waltz is a good friend of ours, and I actually had wanted to find I'm working on a new horror movie called Cry Havoc, and I had originally was going to pitch Tommy McLaughlin to direct it, but I pitched Adam Marcus first, and he jumped on it, and so Adam Marcus is going to do it. But I would love to work with him, and I'd love to work with you because I love all the Friday the 13th movies we've had. I'm friends with everybody who's played Jason. We've had almost all of them on the show. Matter of fact, last week on the show we had Melanie Kinnaman, who's from number 5.
Yeah, totally.
You probably know all of them, right? Because you guys probably autograph sign and stuff at all the conventions since you're in one of them, and all you guys kind of are friendly with each other.
We are all real friendly. And no, I don't know everybody, but I do know several of the Jasons for sure. And I was not involved in the convention world for so many, because I was just very, very busy. I am now entering the convention world. I have done one. And it's quite fun. Do you want to see some of my swag?
Oh, yeah. Let me see some of the swag. Let's see what you
You're
got.
going to love this. So you know my character dies in a puddle?
Yes.
And she tries to pay him off?
Yes. Oh, my gosh. How cool is that?
And it's Easter eggs all over it.
Oh, my gosh. That is so cool.
That's my face. That's Don't Leave Home Without It. The audience always screams that. Part 6, Lizbeth Lives. I think that'd be a great fan film. Lizbeth Lives. That's what my t-shirt says.
I see that now. At first, I didn't get that, but now I get that. So you guys, just so anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Nancy was in it. What happened? We lost her picture. Oh, there we go. Nancy's one of the cast members in it. Also in her movie, in the film, because we've had Tom Matthews on the show, we've had CJ Graham on the show, we've had Darcy DeMoss on the show, Vincent Guastafaro has been on the show. I was friends with Ron Palillo.
I was too. I loved him.
Tony Goldwyn was not on the show. Alan Blumenfeld and Michael Swan, who I always try to get on the show, but he always blows me off. I don't know why, but I would like to have him on the show too.
Can you see me? Can you see
yes,
me?
I can see you.
Okay, good. What's interesting is Michael Swan and I did the convention a while ago.
Okay.
And it was very fun getting to know him. And he blows you off. I can't believe that. That is shocking.
I mean, I don't actually know him, but I send him messages on Facebook and Instagram, and he didn't, because that's how I get all my guests usually. And Matt helps me fill in too, because Matt's got great people, and he knows it. Matt knows everybody. So let me ask you a question: were you a horror movie fan before all of this?
No, terrified. Actually, when Tommy was writing this movie, you'll note there is a lot of me in it. The little girl, Nancy. Guess what my name is? Nancy. And Jason's behind her, and she just doesn't know he's behind her, but she senses something's bad and she starts praying. That's me.
I love it. I have to go watch it again now. I watched the trailer, but the trailers for it aren't as good, because they don't show that much action. The official trailers for your film don't show a whole bunch of action and all the kills and stuff and everything in it. But
that's not a kill, because she does think no one kills a kid.
Right.
And my scene was literally probably written by me, because I was like, no, I'm not running out in my underpants saying, who's out there? I'm not going to do that. I said, no way. Any guy wearing a mask? Yeah, he's never friendly. Let's get out of here. So Tony Goldwyn was my boyfriend. And that's why it was written like that. And there was actually no nudity. And that was another thing I sort of said, why don't you make it more creative than nude? And I think it came off better. I think it's the funniest of the Fridays. And I have a few things to show you. Do you know this movie?
What's it called? One Dark Night?
Yeah, that's the Italian poster.
I did not know that.
Isn't
I
that
did not-
gorgeous?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And this is,
Sometimes They Come Back is a great movie, and I'm friendly. I'm not friends, but I'm friendly with Robert Russler because he did a bunch of movies for Marcel Waltz also, and we actually had William Sanderson on our show.
Wow.
Back in the day. And so it's got a great cast: Tim Matheson, Brooke Adams.
yes, I love Tim Matheson.
But see, that's another horror movie though. So like, did you like horror before you started doing it, and do you even like it now? Or like, he doesn't really like horror movies, but he's in a million of them.
Yeah, my resume is far not horror.
Yes, I know.
But the joy of having done it in hindsight, I love it. You know what I mean? You cannot, I get too scared, actually. Horror movies scare me. So that's why on my card, instead of saying, customer service, it has a Bible verse. Do not be afraid. Be strong. Be courageous. And that's how I am when I go to a horror movie, is I get strong and I close my eyes a lot.
Because you don't really like to watch them either. He'll watch the old ones from like the 50s and the 60s.
Uh-huh.
Even the ones I'm in now, I don't watch, especially if I'm in them, because I could find 100 faults that I do.
Oh, I love that. And there's so many fun stories from Friday and from One Dark Night. Unbelievable. Did you know Meg Tilly was in One Dark Night?
I don't even know what One Dark Night is. Like, I have to actually.
It happens to be Quentin Tarantino's favorite kind of that genre movies.
That's so. I'm gonna watch it now because I don't even know what it is, which is funny because I know a lot of like horror movie stuff. It's my favorite genre.
I know that movie.
Well, then I'm not going to tell you about One Dark Night, but man, oh man, is that a good story?
One Dark Night.
Oh, One Dark Night. Because there's a movie, One Dog Night.
One Dark Night. I'm gonna write it down.
One Dark Night.
I'm writing it down to look it up because I just tried to go on IMDb and IMDb's like saying there's something went wrong on our end, so I can't look it up. So, but it's not a Quentin Tarantino movie though, right?
No. It's a Tom McLaughlin. It was his first.
Oh, okay.
And there's the original Jason poster.
That's awesome. That I love.
And do you like this T-shirt? I love this T-shirt. I'm going to show you a really cool T-shirt. I'm going to show you something.
Oh, cool. Do you live in LA?
I live in Glendale.
Okay.
That's LA.
Yes, that's LA. Oh, Elizabeth Lives. That's great though that you have your own merchandise for everything, because that's great when you start doing cons.
I know.
So you're working it out very perfect. So I also saw, because you did a lot of things. You have the different Friday the 13th documentaries and stuff. I was surprised to see some of the other kinds of things that you have. Oh, that I love.
I hope I get in that series. That is a series I'd like to be a part of.
Actually, I think Melanie Kinnaman might be in it. Oh, those are fabulous also. So now, did people make these things for you? Because these aren't things that the general public can go and buy.
Actually, I had all these things made except the shoes. Someone had the shoes made for me. I
love it. The hats are great. We've actually, since we've had several of the people from your Friday the 13th on the show, it makes it a lot of fun.
It does. Did you ever see this movie?
Just One Kiss, no.
No, it wasn't called that. That was the original poster. It's called Date with an Angel.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Isn't that funny?
Matter of fact, I was going to ask you about that because as I was growing up, before I figured out I was totally gay, I was in love with Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates was my go-to girl. She was so incredibly cute and gorgeous. I loved her to death.
I love her. She was wonderful to work with. And I was to be the angel. Dino De Laurentiis had given me the part. And we were at a dinner party with him. And he knew us well from Friday. I don't know. Oh, I know why. Why did he know us well? He knew us well from a friend from Friday. So we started hanging out with them. and Tommy pitched Date with an Angel, and he just looked at me and he goes, "Oh, I used to have hair down to my waist, and well, we have our angel here." And little do people know, I was the muse for Date with an Angel.
I know,
And
I like
then
that.
I got pregnant and I couldn't be the angel. And so then they got a gorgeous angel, our beautiful Manuel Bayard.
I actually made a list of like, so some of the people that you've been in different projects with, and these are all people that I love, like I like a lot, like Molly Ringwald, Lee Grant, Harry King, George Coe, Martin Landau, Christopher Maloney, Shelley Long, Barry Bostwick, Treat Williams, who was supposed to come on our show, and then unfortunately he passed away. Brett Rice has been on our show, Kevin Pollack, Samara Armstrong, Ashley Benson, Jenna Dewan, Daniel Newman, Tatum O'Neill. That's so funny because like the Texas cheerleader scandal and Jenna Dewan and Ashley Benson, back then they were probably just kind of like getting going, and they're such huge, stars now.
What's hysterical about that one? That I have a very funny story. Tommy, for whatever reason, didn't want me to go through a lot of trouble, and he was going to have them over to watch the movie. But he, and that was also with Channing, or they were a fiance, Channing Tatum.
Yes, Channing Tatum, yes.
And so he was a big star at that point. She was not as big, but they were engaged. And several of the other cast members were coming. And this is just hysterical. At about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Tommy goes, "Oh, yeah, and a few of the cast members are going to come over to watch the movie." And I said, "Tommy, that's the mess. I mean, I got to start doing something. We have nothing here. I got to start cooking because people are coming." And he's going, "Oh, no. They're coming at 5:30. It's not a big deal. Nobody wants anything." I went, "Tommy, you're having guests over." The reason I figured it out is because he came in with a 6-pack of Diet Coke and regular Coke. And I went, "What in the fudge are you?" And a bag of potato chips. And a bag of potato chips. And I said, "Why are you doing that? That's weird." And he goes, "Oh, they're coming over. I just thought I'd have some snacks." I went, "You're kidding me. To Jenna Dewan, you're going to have that? No, you're not." So I ran out, got all the food. I had platters made because I didn't have time to cook, cleaned up the house. I'm running upstairs at about 5:30. No, he said they were coming at 7:30. Forgive me. About 5:30, I'm running upstairs to take a shower to get ready. Knock, knock, knock. They come at 5:30, not 7:30. And so I'm hiding in my laundry room. And Tommy brings them all back to our family room where I'm stuck and I can't sneak out to get upstairs to take a shower. I wanted to kill him. So then my beloved housekeeper was there and she's going, "Nancy, you have to come out." I said, "I am not going out there like this. I am not going out there like this. That is Channing Tatum. I am not going out there like that." So I have a small little window. Lucille Ball, I swear. A small little window in my laundry room. I slivered out, army crawled down my house, snuck him. I said to my Laura, "Make sure the front door is unlocked." Snuck in the front door, snuck up the stairs, and a half hour later came down. Tommy was shocked. They still hadn't sat down. They were still holding their coats. I couldn't believe it. He does not know how to be a host. But anyway, the food was there, the house was clean, and then I was clean.
He would say that about me, like, because he's the phenomenal party, host and planner and host, and I'm the one who's like, so I would be kind of like Tommy and all of that.
You would never do that to him. You would never
I
do
wouldn't
that.
do it if I had Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan coming over. I wouldn't do it. I mean, but
That's bullshit. Jimmy behaves. We've had some very VIP.
Oh, we always have big people.
We've had very big names here.
Where do you live?
Palm Springs.
Well, I'd drive down if you invited me.
Yeah, we will invite
Absolutely. So we've had some very VIP people, and Jimmy responded beautifully.
I know, but I'm not good at like planning.
No,
and
Jimmy,
being
you are
gracious
a
and
wonderful
stuff.
host.
As long as you're a good host, once you're there, I'm fine with doing all the stuff ahead of time. Just give me time, Just let me know so I can get it done. I would have been far lovelier, but it was quite lovely, and we had a great night that night.
I have this.
No, you see, I'm a New Yorker.
Me
and
too.
New Yorkers are used to people dropping in. When I lived in Manhattan, my doorman was constantly sending up friends.
I
And
love
they'd
it.
ring my doorbell. I would, in 2 minutes, whip up shit for them to eat and drink. So I'm good at that.
Where are you from in New York?
I just lied. I'm from Hackensack, New Jersey, but
Okay.
my father worked in Manhattan. My grandparents were in Manhattan. They're from Manhattan. So I would be in New York all the time.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
But I
lived-
wasn't actually, so I wasn't in an apartment. I was in a house in a rural, not a rural,
So
like,
I'm-
you know, Hackensack.
I'm from Florida, and there's this boy band, and they've changed names a bunch, but they started out, they were called Deep Side, and they had the hit song from the Step Up soundtrack. And Jenna Dewan and Channing Tatum are in that. So there's our 6 degrees of separation from all of it, because it was like my favorite boy band. And I used to be a clothing designer, and I used to dress everybody. I dressed Elton John and Madonna and all kinds of people. And
Would you dress me, please? I don't
I
know how
don't
to
do
dress.
that anymore. You know what? I don't do it anymore. It's fun. Now I'm a movie producer.
Yeah, but
And
you
a
give
TV
me some
show.
hints. I'd love a couple of hints. Just a
Congratulations.
hint.
And I do this show, and I'm a publicist. So basically, that's what we do now. But so let's ask you some Hollywood questions. Like,
Please.
you've worked with some huge, fabulous people, and you've done all kinds of movies. So like, let's do a bucket list. Male and female actor that you would love to like work with, living or dead.
Okay.
And if you could have ever been in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you have liked to been in?
Interesting questions. I've never thought of it. Okay. Gosh. I'm thinking of Billie Holiday. That would have been such a great role. Born
be
Yesterday
cool.
would be a brilliant role. And I used to use her monologues when I was a young actress.
Oh, that's funny because we went to see one of our friends is Kathy Sledge from Sister Sledge, and she played Billie Holiday in a play in New York City, and she sang just like her. And,
Oh, wow.
And it was
Fabulous.
really, it was just fabulous. So
Fabulous
so it's great,
performance.
and that's really probably Diana Ross's probably best role too. You know, that she's
Oh,
ever had.
I'm thinking of, I said the wrong name. I'm talking about Born Yesterday.
Judy Holliday.
Judy Holliday, forgive me.
Not Billie
Amen.
Holiday.
No, not Billie Holiday.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to play Billie Holiday, they're going to have to put fake lips on you and paint you very dark.
I know. I could play anything with the right makeup and hair.
There
I
you
think.
go.
But no, I do love Billie Holiday. I listen to her all the time. But Judy Holliday, Born Yesterday, I think would be a movie I would have loved to have been in.
Okay.
To act with, if we're talking about past, I would obviously Katharine Hepburn, obviously Mary Pickford,
Mary
obviously Claudette Colbert.
Colbert, yeah.
I
Ron
was
loves all the old. So just so you know a little bit, he used to have a show called Set the Record Straight here in California. He interviewed all the legends of Hollywood. You know, he knew Elizabeth Taylor and he knew Betty Davis, and he was best friends with Jane Russell.
wow. That's
And I'm
exciting.
kind of like the 80s kid. I was friends with the Corey Hames and the Corey Feldmans and those kind of people. So our audience is an older audience, you know, probably like 40 to 80 is more of our audience because we don't really know the young people shit too much. We kind of like stick in our own little area.
Your little conclave. I
yes.
love that.
Yes.
There's so many brilliant people that I've worked with. Like, this is just a funny story. You know how they like to fire directors or production design or DPs or ADs the first week? Somebody's going to get fired just so they know who's the strong one. Well, it was a really great movie with Michael Kirk Douglas. It was supposed to be Michael Douglas and Kirk Douglas, but Michael couldn't because of conflicts. So it was with Kirk Douglas. And you have to earn your stripes as a director to work with Kirk Douglas, right?
Yes.
So he wasn't sure that Tommy was a good director yet. And I used to bring pies to the set because I love to cook. And he just liked me. He would pull me aside and he liked my kids and he liked me and stuff. So he was screaming at Tommy on the set one day. And he said, "You're just lucky you married her. Because if you didn't, you'd be fired. I'm going to give you another week." Now, Just so you know, they fell in love after that. But anytime Tommy had an issue with somebody, they usually ended up falling. They always fell in love with him, but he's more of a quiet director. So that was really rather fun, having Kirk Douglas sing. That was kind of cool.
I think that so when we had Tommy on the show, I had no idea that he had such a broad catalog of work. You know, I knew he was a horror director. I didn't know all the other stuff. And when I saw all the other stuff that he had done, I was like, oh my God, this guy's done everything. You know, he's done every type of genre of film. He's done television. He's done horror. He's done everything. And he's nice as shit. He's so freaking nice.
So?
Well, to us he was.
That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And he got the pleasure to work with my father. He and my father were their only. My father was a comedy writer, and that's why we moved out here when I was 13. He and my father were the only personal pantomime writers for Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, wow.
And Dick Van Dyke I ran into about 5 years ago. And it was after he had his accident. Now, when I was little, he was like Uncle Dickie because my father worked with him so much. And he just thought I was the cutest thing because I had red hair. I had red hair. And he'd want to use me a lot, but my parents wouldn't let me work until I was 18. The stories I could tell. So 5 years ago, he's not going to remember me. You know, a lot's gone on. I'm a grown-up adult.
Yeah, because he's 100 now.
Yeah. And so I happened to be in Namie's, this makeup shop, and his wife is shopping, and he's sitting on the bench. And I see him there, and I'm like, oh, shoot. Do I tell him how much I love him? Do I tell him what his work? Don't remind him of whatever. So I went, I'm just going to go up and say, Mr. Van Dyke, your work is excellent and has touched my life, right? That's all I was going to say. I get there, and he wants to tell me about a pantomime bit that he did, and it was my father's. So I went, oh, Bob Motz? And he went, yes. And then he forgot part of the bit, but because I've seen it so many times, I finished it for him. He went, you know it? And then he went on to another bit, and it was Tommy's. I said, you mean Tom McLaughlin's? And you know it? For about a half hour, I was completing a lot of the things he said. He thought I was an angel. He couldn't understand where I came from.
Now, did he remember you?
I never said I'm his daughter. I didn't want to make too many connections. You know, I thought this is enough. He's getting blessed. He's really happy. And I want to keep him. I don't want him confused like, oh, I'm supposed to remember you. So
that's fun.
His wife came, and his wife obviously thought I was like just a stalking fan. And she said, come on, Dick, gotta go. He goes, no, we're taking her home for dinner. She knows everything. She just knows everything. And I went, oh, thank you. That's so kind. You know, and I'm trying to be polite and excuse myself because she really thinks I'm a stalker or something. But it was a brilliant half hour. And it was such a circle in my life from childhood, knowing him when he was on the Dick Van Dyke and Dick Van Dyke variety show. My father couldn't write for him because it was a writer's strike. Tommy was a very young writer mime. So his mime company was on there. So Tommy was doing, Tommy's much older than me. And so he was doing a mime thing. And my father was doing the sound effects for it. And I'd be in the audience.
I love it. So
is that weird?
So you guys, this is Nancy McLaughlin because our show is ending in a minute.
I'm sorry.
So you guys, we're going to have to bring you back where we don't have technical difficulties because we lost 15 minutes with you. But in the future, we'll bring you back again. So you guys follow Nancy on Instagram. It's at Nancy_McLaughlin. We want to thank Matt Chasen. I think he's watching. He's a superstar. Thank you so much for introducing us. And I followed you on Instagram. Follow me back.
Thank you.
Send you messages and stuff, and we'll definitely meet sometime soon because I've got a bunch of movies I'm working on.
I love you. Thank you. It's been an honor.
Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see everybody next week. And thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Bye. We'll see you next week. Enjoy. All right, everybody.
Yeah, this is MC Alfred. And Ozzy. We're just chilling. you can't trust me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.